Hi everyone, welcome to our first webinar, Household Cleaning and Cookware. So Dr. Phil, what percent of cancers are attributed to environmental factors?
That's a great question. What would you say?
Honestly, in the past, I would say maybe about 50%.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. It's 80% is attributed to that. Recent studies are showing some even higher than that, like 90 plus.
And why do you think this is such a growing concern? When do we start getting exposure to toxins?
Well, that's the thing is that, over the years now, toxins have increased by an astronomical rate. Some studies are showing up to 100 times more now than what they were just 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah, and we've mentioned this in the past. We see that there's toxins accumulating in utero, so inside mommy when she's carrying the baby, which is a big concern because we're saying from day one you're exposed to these toxins. So this is why it's really important to detoxify. And it's not just it's not just can I get rid of these toxins completely. It's do whatever you can to minimize toxins, whether it's through nutrition, getting your adjustments, or doing a detox protocol.
And it wasn't just a couple of chemicals. There were like close to 300 chemicals that they found in the cord blood of babies. So that's passing through the mom
Right.
and then going to your baby. And they never even were out in the outside world getting exposed to this directly.
Right. Big concern. So what percent of cancer is due to diet and toxins?
Well, then it's got to be at least 95%. The University of Columbia, as you can see, but how many chemicals are out there commercially now?
So there's over 70,000 chemicals that are used commercially. And if you think about it, like tell me about what you're doing in the morning. What does your typical person do? They wake up in the morning, they wash their face with the tap water. So that's full of, there's traces of prescription drugs in our water, tap water that we're drinking, which we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
You're using that regular toothpaste, Colgate toothpaste. So again, it's full of chemicals. You're going outside, smelling the fresh air, and there's, pesticides and herbicides sprayed. And then you're going to work and there's paint that's on the walls. That's bad.
It's a real problem. We're going to focus in on the cookware, what's inside your home, what you're bathing inside your house.
Right. So I'm sure some of you have seen this when you're reading the ingredients. So DEA, that's found in a lot of home products. So laundry detergents, dishwashing detergents. So I've noticed, I'm sure you have as well, Dr. Phil, if you go down the cleaning aisle, you smell that, you think, oh, that smells so good, I want this stuff, but it's bombarded with toxins, and then you're bathing your clothes in it. You're putting these clothes on your kids.
To me, these chemicals smell like KFC to me now, and
Yeah.
I don't like them. And so I'll go outside and I'll smell my neighbor's laundry,
Yeah.
and it smells to me horrible, like the KFC does to me now.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Why is something like DEA so bad? Because what does it produce in animals, like we just talked about?
Yeah, cancer is a big deal. And if it's not cancer directly, it's causing harm to your organs, your tissues, and your cells and how they're working.
It's depressing your central nervous system functioning. So your nervous system controls every cell in your body. So if that's not functioning at 100%, then how well are you detoxifying? So propylene glycol. So this is another ingredient. It's found in a lot of shampoos, deodorants, processed foods. And why is this bad? Which organs does this specifically affect?
Again, the nerve system, the central nervous system. There's xenoestrogens. They attack your immune cells as well, the membranes of every cell really, but the central nervous system is the most easily affected.
And that is the most dangerous in our opinion, when it's affected. SLS, so this is something, it's used as a degreaser. So this is in every soap, shampoo, toothpaste in the market. And again, when this is accumulating over time, it's going to affect your heart health, liver, lungs, and brain. And just like Dr. Phil has mentioned, it's a xenoestrogen. So Dr. Phil, can you tell us what that means specifically?
Yes. Well, in your hormonal function, an estrogen is what, women use for their cycles. It's, estrogens, men use it too. But as far as your body sees these chemicals as the same hormone that it's supposed to use for your cycle and for being able to have a baby, and it messes with it because it blocks that pathway and it doesn't allow it to function properly. So we see all sorts of hormone issues, cycle issues, just regular function even is affected. Besides that,
Yeah, so the big issue is when one, when those estrogens are taking the spot of the estrogen receptor sites, it actually throws off a whole series of other hormones, and that cause, when your hormones are imbalanced, it can cause specific types of cancer. So that's a big concern. And again, you're seeing, things like earlier onset of
Puberty, women having, like
irregular cycles.
yeah, or
Yeah,
not being able to get
pregnant.
pregnant,
Right.
or later on when they want to stop their cycle and they get all sorts of hot flashes, and is just disruptive to everybody's life.
Right. So, Dr. Phil, what do you recommend in terms of looking for, if you want to go online and search for products and how toxic they are, what do you recommend?
Yeah, well, you could just Google it, you'll see, but Environmental Working Group has a great place to start, and they have a nice search engine there, so you could just type in whatever product you're looking at, and they'll rank it for you.
So, what do you, when it comes to cleaning your house and
Yeah.
cooking, hopefully you do all that. What products do you tend to use?
Are you laughing?
Yeah, I'm smiling.
My wife and I both use
Good.
vinegar, baking soda as our primary cleaning, I guess chemical, if you
Right.
want to call it that. And so I think a lot of the studies are showing that when you're too clean in your house, that you're going to have immune system problems. And even the studies show where you have kids growing up with animals, that their immune system is much stronger because dirt, and we did a segment on this, dirt is an important thing to help. There's microorganisms in there that your body needs to get used to. And in fact, these microorganisms are meant to stimulate your immune system, whereas the chemicals that you're using to try to get rid of them are harmful. They block receptors like the xenoestrogens.
Right. So it's doing exactly opposite of what you're supposed to have happened.
So the cure is worse than the cause of the problem, right?
Unfortunately. So this is the thing, like Dr. Phil has mentioned, you want to make your own products. You want to look for products that have that eco cert label. So I've noticed when I go to health food stores, I don't find this on all the labels. So that's why I like making my own products for certain items, and then for other things I'll just purchase something online or at the stores. So we're going to send you an email with recipes, how to clean wooden floors, how to make a bathroom cleaner, Windex, all like your natural version of window cleaner. So we'll be emailing that out to you. But these are basic ingredients that you want to use. So things like vinegar, lemons, baking soda, oils are great. So that's good for the wood floors. Salt as scrubs, soda, all of this. And of course, we want to use pure essential oils because that gives it a nice smell, and that's actually cleansing whatever you're using it on at the same time. And then even for things like spray bottles, we recommend that you buy BPA free or use glass containers as much as possible, glass jars.
Perfect.
So now we're just going to go on to cookware. So again, what do a lot of people tend to use, Dr. Phil? What do you think?
Teflon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because it's no fuss, no muss.
And that's exactly it. It's convenient. Like I personally used to use a lot of nonstick because I knew I would take just 30 seconds to wash it with my toxic soap, dish soap, which I don't use anymore. So I always see this, like there's this new type of nonstick cookware that has less chemicals. It's labeled as, rock this, rock. If you look into it, it's full of chemicals. And when you're using this cookware, what happens to the food that you're cooking?
It gets denatured, but it gets, like you said, bathed. Dr. Armour, you said it before, you're bathing in these chemicals.
And what is that linked to? What is Teflon specifically linked to? Childhood developmental disorders, tumors.
Yeah.
And then
liver, pancreas, your testicular glands, the mammary glands for the ladies. It damages your hormones again, like your thyroid. Hormones will get messed up from this.
So do whatever you can to completely avoid, like if you have Teflon cookware, we're recommending that you completely get rid of it. So what do you actually use for cookware, Dr. Phil? Actually,
I'm going to provide the links because we completely revamped our kitchen. After learning about this a few years ago, we used Teflon, and it's just been in the last 5 years that we've switched over. And so, yes, we use stainless steel, which is a pain in the keister. There's no two ways about it. My favorite is the stainless steel, and the cast iron, the ceramic. There's some new stuff that we don't have on this list that will send you some links.
And what do we want to avoid? So we talked about this non-stick.
Yeah,
That's
the
usually
aluminum
bad.
is just disruptive as well,
Yep.
and Alzheimer's or any kind of mental health issue. Toxic heavy metals, we're going to talk a little bit more in the water section.
Right. And copper. So I know sometimes what happens is, again, you have to do your research, but things that say they're stainless steel, they're coated with other types of metals, or they're not pure stainless steel. So you want to do your research before you're investing in cookware. One other thing I should mention is when it comes to storing your food.
Yeah,
So what do most people tend to do?
saran wrap,
Yeah, saran
tin
wrap.
foil,
Yeah, aluminum foil.
hmm
Even Tupperware. What is Tupperware usually
plastics
made out
again,
of?
right?
Yeah. So again, what's happening when you're using all this stuff? All those plastics and those chemicals, they're leaching into your food every time you microwave it, which again we don't recommend. There's other ways to warm up food, but it's all going into the food.
Yeah, you really want to use your glass.
Yeah, glass is what we also
Put your
use
rubber tops on there. What are the top brands, or do you use those
I
top
just
brands?
I just go I go to Kitchen Stuff Plus or Costco and I just buy the glass sets and
Yeah,
they're great.
that's great. Yeah,
So
that's what Lisa does too.
yeah, so that's exactly what we recommend. And again, if you have any personal recommendations, products that you've used and you're not sure of, or you've used and they're great, let us know because we want to share this information. We're going to send a follow-up email where we're going to talk to you about, again, the products that we use, all the details about what you should avoid, and we're going to tell you about how you can get involved with other events that we have coming up as well.
It's awesome. This is information people really know. You know, you can get when people are coming into our office and they do the 5 fundamentals. Why would you leave this part out? You know, cooking and what you're eating is so important.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.